I'm coming from a place of unconditional love, unconditional forgiveness, and unconditional trust. Greetings, dear soul. I am Crispy, a Gaian, Mayan, Pleiadian emissary of light. In Lakesh Alakim, Namaste. Today I'm here to do a combined reading of the Mayan astrology for April 13th, 2029, and a tarot throw for that day. Now, why that day? If you don't know, I will briefly explain to you that this is a day foretold by Robert Edward Grant in both of his QHHT sessions with Sarah Beskman Cosme. You should watch them both, especially if you're interested in Robert Edward Grant. And by the way, today, the 23rd of November, 2024, is his Mayan birthday, which is partly why I'm doing this video today. Just to raise the vibrations, keep them as connected and as truthful as possible. So, what is forecast for that day? Well, if you do a little Google search, there is an asteroid called Apophis that has been prophesied to come close to Earth. And this has been going on for quite some time. As you can see here, the first video I noticed was 7 years ago. So this isn't anything brand spanking new. But in both of Robert's QHHT sessions, the date came up. Actually, Sarah brought it up in the second session, which is cool. I'm not going to play you what they said because you should do that for yourself. But I will tell you that at approximately the 47-minute mark, she asks him about that date. And to summarize, he says, everyone who is meant to survive will. There are no mistakes. It is already written. It will bring about that date will bring about a dramatic magnetic pole shift. The asteroid will come close, and apparently some fragments will hit the Earth in some places. And all of this is part of Prime Creator, Mother, Father, Source, Godsciousness's plan. The new poles will shift into position by August of that year, causing flooding and tidal waves. Now, apparently, 144,144,000 people will have a different experience. These are the ascension cohort. And these are the people who choose love over judgment. And I will also say love over fear. Judgment is a secondary reaction based in fear. So everyone else, the people who live in fear, will have increasing degrees of judgment and therefore war leading up to April 13th, 2029. Those who do not choose love, all of them will think that they are the hero and the other people are the bad guys. Which Robert calls the hero bias. But whenever you judge and whenever you think there is a good guy and a bad guy, that automatically knocks you off of unity consciousness, of oneness, of love. You cannot love and judge at the same time. So all of those who live in fear will not ascend. It's that simple. Those who do choose love and non-duality, therefore non-polarity, will move into the new Earth timeline, which is the fifth dimensional frequency, which is the green ray fourth density, if you want to include that, and you should. Now, we who are choosing love are doing this already, and it will become more important the further we go, the timeline splitting, the trains leaving the station. We've already chosen the love train, and it will become more important as we go along. So within, let's say, less than 5 years, okay? So what I'm going to do now is take a look at the Mayan date of April 13th, 2029. And if you put those dates in my website, you see that it's called Reflecting Gaia. Now, reflecting means tone 7, and that means the crown chakra is activated for that day. Gaia, of course, has all of her chakras activated. So it's a very high energy day just from the energetic standpoint. And linguistically, if you think of what reflecting could implicate, if there's something coming and Gaia reflects it away from us. Isn't that nice of her? Now, in Mayan Embodiment, we look at the guides in the following order: past wisdom, divine feminine, divine masculine, future vision. And that's because numerically they always ascend in that order. Starting from 7, we go 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have 12, understanding, 13, transcending, 1, initiating, and 2, pairing are the tones for that one day. All of those come into the one day, but it does happen to be that 8 days before, so that would be April 5th, 2029, is called Understanding Offering. Understanding is like a clear quartz crystal cube, but made of 12 beams, so it's open in the center, is how I feel the energy. Complex stability. Offering is making prayers. It's karma. It's payments going out and coming in at a balance. It might also help you to know that Haley Berry, Jordan Maxwell, and Herbie Hancock were born on that day. Now we move over to the Divine Feminine, which is actually 6 days after. So April 19th, 2029 is called Transcending Dusk. Tone 13 is the completion, the closure, the wave has crashed upon the shore and it's filtering into the sand and slowly going back into the ocean is the energy of that day. So it's very much an inner kind of focus of looking back over the past 13 days. And dusk is all about dreams, lucid dreams. So it also might help you to know that Courtney Love, Michael Caine, Quincy Jones, and Diane Keaton were born on that day. Now, the Divine Masculine Guide, the start of the pulse wave in which all of this happens, basically, is called Initiating Monkey. The monkey is the time weaver. The monkey is the creativity, the master of creativity, all things creative. And tone 1 is the bursting forward of all of these creative energies. So that would be 6 days before, therefore April 7th, 2029. A perfect day to initiate some creative activity in your life, perhaps gathering people together. We'll see what happens. And it might help you to know that this day was brought to you by Helen Keller energetically that 8 days after this asteroid, so the 21st of April 2029, is called Pairing Serpent. So pairing means the union of the two, and the serpent is renewal, shedding skin, and also adaptability and flexibility. And that day is brought to you by Teal Swan, as well as Lisa Marie Presley. So that's just a glimpse into the Mayan energy on that day. And as I said, I will generate some codes after the tarot throw. If you're new to me, watch some of my other videos, but I've already done the preparation. I've cut the cards for reversals. The ceremony has been done. I'm wearing the silk cloth that I always wrap the cards in. And now we're ready. And I'm going to be using a 5-card spread that I developed many years ago. It's very simple and very effective. So here's what we're doing right now. Again, I will call in the energies of the intergalactic, multidimensional Maya, who may be billions of years old for all I know. They're helping me choose the cards for the significator of April 13th, 2029. Now, a quick shuffle. Now I'm drawing the helpful action, or possibly a beneficial person, or the right move, the right thing to do for that day. I always use my left hand to pull the cards. They can feel what needs to come up. Now, some kind of energy block or confusion regarding April 13th, 2029. Now we're looking at a unhelpful person or the wrong thing to do on that day. I'll just mention that when I did the reversals cut, there was about, I'm going to say 15 cards that came up. Very few, very, very few. And now this is the spiritual implication of April 13th, 2029. From deep in the deck. Okay. Let me bring you a little closer. All right, so here comes the significator. Could be called the main message. Oh, the Emperor. All right. Upside down reversal of the Emperor. Now, immediately my thoughts go to Robert Edward Grant himself. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but that's what happened, so I have to mention it by my own contract that I have with the intergalactic multidimensional Maya and yourselves. So let's go over to BBS, and there we are. Responsibility, keyword. Reversed, keyword is responsibility. I'll go right down to the reversal meaning. Now remember, there was maybe 15 cards, maybe 13 reversed. A reversed Emperor card doesn't mean bad news, not necessarily. When the Emperor Tarot is reversed, the universe reminds you that for every 2 steps forward, you sometimes need to take a step back. Are you working yourself and those around you too hard? When the Emperor card is reversed, the universe may also remind you of the many blessings it has given you, and that the time has come to give back to the community. Okay, so I'm going to leave this for now. And once we have all 5 of them in place, we can make a much better assessment. So, Emperor reversed is the significator of April 13th. Now, this is the right thing to do, best move, helpful person, possibly. Ooh, all right. So, as you may know, the swords represents communication and the spirit, the element of air. And all of the cards in this deck, which hopefully you know is the Smith-Waite deck, all of the ace cards have this mysterious hand coming in from a cloud, as though it were God, for example. You see the crown is there, and let's just go over to BBS and see what, ooh, wow, raw power. Remarkable victory is the best thing to do. Okay, good. I'm glad for that. 3, 2, 1, lift off. The Ace of Swords cards is like a rocket right after it has been launched. A remarkable achievement, but whether or not that's a good thing depends on the payload. Okay, good point. It may take a crew of explorers or perhaps Ascension ground crew. It can place a communication satellite into orbit, connecting billions of people with one another. Let's see, the energetic power of the Ace of Swords should not be underestimated. Let's go down to the upright meaning. Ace of Swords can show a major breakthrough or insight. Wow. Swords are not toys. An unsheathed sword will quickly change the tone of any conversation, right? When you draw the sword. Now, I'm also getting a feeling of Archangel Michael's sword of truth. So it is truth that is coming through here for me. Let's stop sharing from BBS right now. Now we're going to the blocked or confused card, something that is hampering the, let's say, highest outcome or best outcome on the day, is the King of Wands. Wow, okay. So, blocked or confused, loyalty to what? A noble spirit, interesting. All right, let's see what we've got. A lifetime of experience has made the King of Wands powerful and wise. At the pinnacle of success, his creative energy has only intensified. His forward-looking attitude can inspire many. However, others have had a hard time dealing with his intense energy. Okay, the inner circle can be dangerous territory. The King of Wands tarot card symbolizes pure heat and energy. This can be a blessing and a curse. Wow, I think we've said that about each card so far. Capable of accomplishing greatness, he can also let his temper get the better of him. Right. Tendency to ignore past failures. That's why he often has difficulties understanding why others aren't as successful as he. Let's stop there. King of Wands, fire, blocked or confused. I am getting that this goes back to what Robert was saying about choosing love. And With the fire, there's a lot of tendency towards argument, argumentativeness. A blocked or confusing approach would be arguing, judgmentalism, which is based in fear. See what else comes up after. So now the absolute wrong thing to do or unhelpful person. Oh, all right. So this is a broken heart, basically, having been stabbed by others, which is always a reflection of oneself. So feeling attacked, feeling stabbed, feeling brokenhearted is the wrong way to feel. If we end up having lots of death and destruction, don't dismay. Nobody can die who isn't supposed to die. So, even if the population of Earth plummets by billions, that is not a bad thing. It may be painful, yes, but it's not bad or wrong or evil whatsoever. So let's go into Three of Swords. Interesting, the One of Swords is the very best thing to do, and the Three of Swords is the very worst thing. Oh, heavy crosses to bear. No, pain does not purify the soul. It doesn't make you wiser or nobler, but it is a signal that something is very wrong, because our birthright is to live in an abundant universe of joy. So don't feel any negativity whatsoever. If you've done your homework, you can be sure that you'll ride this storm out. All right, that's all for now. Okay, so now we have the spiritual implication as filtered by me, but coming through the intergalactic multidimensional Maya for April 13th, 2029 is... Ha! All right, my friends, our work is far from over. This is the card of... It's focused on this young man, the craftsman. He is creating something for, you can see, this is not a king and a queen, but this might be an abbot, for example. You can tell from the hairstyle, I want to call that. He's making something, customizing it for the church. I like it. Let's go into BBS. 2, 3, collaboration. Follow your dreams. Wow, beautiful. Okay, the process of inspiration and satisfaction derived from work. All right, we're not sitting on our butts, my friends. Every great project begins with an abstract idea. The idea is transmuting fear into love, okay? Just to be clear with you. The Three of Pence, we cannot see what the image the sculptor is carving here. That's true. We don't know what he's actually doing. The blueprint in the nun's hand is not much help either. Okay, yeah, right. Okay, so it's an abbot and a nun. Wow, I want her poncho here. What kind of religion is she that she's the nun wearing that? It's very orange. Okay, so I'm just thinking sacral chakra, come on. The secret, this is the secret that makes some people get up before dawn, work long hours, and still be a pleasure to have around when they return home in the evening. Oh, beautiful. Okay. When the Three of Pentacles presents itself, it's a beautiful omen that your life is about to enter a self-sustaining rhythm in which vision, passion, and work energize one another. It's a beautiful omen that your life is about to enter a self-sustaining rhythm in which vision, passion, and work energize one another. It's a beautiful omen that your life is about to enter a self-sustaining rhythm in which vision, passion, and work energize one another. I'm going to put a few things together and come back in a moment. Well, I'm back, and I had a nice meal, so I feel much more grounded now, but still very high. And what I'm going to do is give you the high vibration codes for each of the guiding positions, and of course the core self position for the Mayan date of April 13th, 2029, which, as we've said, is reflecting Gaia. Now, what I didn't tell you before was our two exemplars for that day are Thich Nhat Hanh and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Now, isn't that a fascinating pair? I don't necessarily recommend that you go ahead and combine them in your mind, but you certainly may if you like, and I certainly did. Because that's how the playful, creative mind works. As Yeshua said, we will not ascend unless we have the mind of a child, and that means creativity and openness, among other things. So, I give you, ladies and gentlemen, Thich Rock Han. And as you can see, there are the 3 high vibe phrases for this day. Pleiadian liaison teachings, collective wisdom of stewardship and attunement to the sacred garden. All of these come, of course, from the key code words of the glyph and tone. Now, Pleiadians. Yes, this is about Pleiadianism, the new earth, 5D earth, the 4th ray, the green ray, the 4th density that we are ascending into definitely is about the Pleiadians and Pleiadian thinking. The Maya have said thousands of years ago, 4 men and 4 women came to them from the Pleiades and taught them the calendar that we call the Mayan calendar. They also said that those Pleiadians were taught by the intergalactic, multidimensional Maya. Or those 8 were not actually Pleiadians, they just lived there for a while, okay? Expanding, opening, expanding, opening. Now, here are some of the Pleiadian books I have read, and here are some more. If you don't have time to read those, you can watch my videos on them, on double speed if you like, because I talk a little bit slowly. All right. What I have done for you is made a nice little slide I'm going to share right now that will help with explaining the rest of this. Now, collective wisdom of stewardship of this planet. And that means becoming attuned to the sacred garden, which has always been here. We never left. We were not kicked out of it. We allowed ourselves to believe so for a while, and we've created a dirty, rotten, stinking mess that we must clean up. We're not going away to another planet. This is our planet. We must return it to the sacred garden through the collective wisdom of all of the indigenous cultures of this world. And that does mean the Celtic and all of the Norse and the white people. It's not that white people are bad, okay, and only the brown and red and yellow are good. That's silly. And black, although no one's actually black. There is some very dark chocolate brown though, right? All of us are indigenous to this planet. Do not be confused. Do not imagine that you were just transplanted in, okay? Even if your soul is here for the first time, guess what? Your DNA ain't, okay? So that's part of what's happening on that day. Now, I am going to give you some information from my favorite book on the tarot. It's interesting that we only drew one card. Do you like how I said that? We only drew one card that was of the major arcana. And as you can see, he was reversed. Now, it's interesting that this book doesn't really talk about reversals. And I know some very accomplished throwers don't use them. Or if a card just happens to be reversed, they take slight notice of it, but they don't really mind. I love reversals. However, what it does say is that we have to recognize the important esoteric teaching in which the manifested universe is represented as a cube. And for now, I'm going to stop sharing so I can show you the illustration. In this book, they represent the emperor as carrying this energy with him, and it's far too advanced to talk about much of it. If you're very interested, get the book. The title of key for the emperor means he who sets in order, and that implies authority and paternity. And again, they don't really recognize anything upside down. It's important to note that there are 4 ram's heads on his throne. His staff he's holding here is a modification of the Ankh, as it were. As it is. Oh, look, yes, yes. What else can I tell you? The composition of the emperor's figure deserves special mention. It is so drawn that the right hand, the left elbow, and the top of the head form the points of an equilateral triangle, while the legs suggest a cross. So there's a lot of symbology in here that I'm going to leave you to explore on your own if you feel the need to do so. Last thing I'll say from this book, psychologically, therefore, the emperor represents the self-consciousness of humanity. Inductive reasoning. He is the definer, the lawgiver, and the regulator. Now, my original instinct on him was that he represented Robert Edward Grant himself. And since I've done this research, what I feel now is that the emperor represents all of us, okay? Partly because of what I'm going to read you now. While you've become pretty good at delegating tasks, there are times when you have to do things yourself. The time has come to give back to the community. We can only do that by working on ourselves. Do you meditate daily, regularly? Well, you might want to consider it. I also highly recommend that you go to a 10-day Vipassana medication. Whoa! Yes, meditation. Sit. 10 days of silence. 10 days of non-eye contact with people. You can sign up for a talk with the teacher at lunch, usually for 5 minutes if you really need it. Other than that, and you're not supposed to look at him in the eyes, okay? Him, sorry. Both of mine were guys. Basically, in this life, in this world, in this lifetime, I believe that there are two crucial things every one of us who's on the path would be well advised to do. One is a heroic dose of psychedelics with a guide if you feel the need, in a candlelit or dark room with no or very light music, and go as deep as you possibly can, and Vipassana. If you don't do those two things, you do not know who you are. And even if you do them, you still might not, but like I said. All right, now back into the sharing, looking at the helpful action or the right move, possibly helpful person. But again, this is about every single one of us. You are the emperor, and this is your right hand, okay? Your right-hand man. Now, I will point out that I do feel there is a strong connection between the right move and the divine masculine guide, but it's actually both the divine masculine and divine feminine. They go hand in hand. You see what I did there? And that works out to be your right move, okay? So here's what else came out of building beautiful souls. When the divine hand presents you with a path to higher understanding, and the end of this path is peace, symbolized by the palm leaf, and success, symbolized by the olive branch on the crown. The crown, again, we are talking about the crown chakra. There's so much interconnection here, my friend. This is very important. Committing yourself to a spiritual life is very much like drawing a sword. Once you've made the decision to take the first step on your spiritual journey, there is no going back. You must see it through to the end. Now I will give you my high vibration code phrase for initiating monkey. Unconditional trust in the artistic weaving of time of the divine creator. I'm going to combine that with the high vibe phrase of the divine feminine, lucid dreams of ascension and transition into cosmic consciousness. Whoa. Together, those enhance the Ace of Swords, right thing to do. King of Wands is blocked or confused energy. The king has no patience for slackers. That is the wrong perspective to have. Sometimes this means that he lacks compassion for the weak. This is the wrong perspective to have. Details frustrate the King of Wands. This is a block. This is a confusion. Okay? Details are crucial. That's what this whole thing is about. Oh my goodness. Details slow him down and he skips over them, but they always develop into a bigger problem. He also has a tendency to ignore past failures and the lessons he should have learned from them. So what this means, my friend, to overcome this energy block or confusion, we must look at our past failures and learn from them. And we must have patience for slackers and everyone. Unconditional love means unconditional. You can't say, I love all of you, but not you guys. You can't say that. You must love everyone equally. That includes all beings, all non-human beings, whether they be physical or non-physical. You must have only unconditional love for them. That's what this is all about. Okay? Good. Now the wrong move, the unhelpful action, what will bring you down? Heartbreak, heavy crosses to bear, and sorrow. No matter what, don't allow yourself to be decimated by anything that's happening related to April 13th, 2029, or anything leading up to that day, or anything that ever happens. Do not give in to sorrow. Tears are fine, but release them quickly. Come back to stasis. As far as your spiritual path is concerned, the Three of Swords tarot card represents the fact that you are now confronted with a paradox. How can a good God allow bad things to happen in this world? Your answer to this question will determine how the rest of your spiritual development unfolds. And again, right move, Ace of Swords, spiritual power. Wrong move, heartbreak. All right? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And again, let's tune into our spiritual implications. You now find it easier to apply yourself to any task because the rewards are material as well as emotional, and I'm just gonna say spiritual. Now going back to 8 days before the 13th of April, the high vibe code phrase for the past wisdom guide is understanding karma. How does that relate to the wrong move in particular? Well, if you understand that every single thing that happens is a result of karma, everything is perfect every single time. There's no possibility that someone can die before their time, that they are supposed to die. There's no possibility that anyone can die in a way that they're not supposed to die. Okay? Everything is perfect every single time. All right? Good. There. If that's all you ever learn in your whole life from me, then my whole life has been worth it. Future Vision Guide. High vibration phrase. Visions of transcending duality through empathic and intimate body wisdom. Oh, oh, oh my. Are you feeling me? Wow. Okay. I'm not making this up. I mean, I am totally making this up, but I am not making this up. I don't know what else to tell you other than I am going to go ahead and play a little video I took with my phone.
So how is the plan going? How is the ascension going?
Exactly as it's supposed to be. Everything is as it should be. And exactly on the exact timing that it's intended. There are no mistakes in this matrix.
What about when the...
All right, so you're going to have to go into the video and take it up from there. So yeah, everything is perfect every single time. I will tell you that that phrase came to me about 25 years ago, the first time that I did what's called a hippie flip, wherein you take some Lucy in the sky with diamonds and you sprinkle it like magic onto some mushrooms. And yeah, after I came down from that and smoked a bowl, the phrase came to me: everything is perfect every single time. So there you go. All right, my friend, it is with unconditional love, unconditional forgiveness, and unconditional trust that I now close out this ceremony. By burning this sacred sage, I am giving thanks to Mother Nature, to Goddess Sophia Gaia, and to all of the glyphs of the divine Mayan Zolkin calendar, and all of the tones of the divine Mayan Zolkin calendar. I am giving deepest thanks to all of the Mayan deities. I am now cleansing my cards of any residual and any negative energy from this reading. I am now cleansing myself of any residual and any negative energies from this reading. I am now cleansing you of any residual and any negative energies from this reading. Did you notice that I didn't clear you of any of the positive energies from this reading? I am deeply thankful to the intergalactic multidimensional Maya. I'm here to do your work, and I thank you for your continued energetic blessings and support. In Lakesh Alakin, Namaste.